Guys, look at my mug. It's so cute. It says history of art. And then it has like all these artists like Monet, Dali, Warhol, Pollock, Picasso. It has like all the artists, but like in little like caricature, like drawing simplified form. And it's like the perfect mug to commemorate me being like art history. It's so funny. I love it. Hey guys, it's Bria, and today I'm gonna be filming my third ever first YouTube video. Like, I've literally tried to do this so many times, but I'm finally doing it for real this time. I decided that I wanted to start off with a tea talk. Not sure if that's like a completely original concept, because I've seen like a lot of people do it in the past but never call it a tea talk. Like, people will talk and do like a Q&A, but this isn't really like a Q&A. This is just gonna be me talking about life, giving updates, and just, you know, just rambling and, you know, doing stuff like that. So the first thing I want to talk about today is just life in general. Recently I decided to change my major from pre-med to art history. So there's like been a lot going on, and I thought that I would just talk about it. Well, as many of you guys know, I started at the University of Southern California in January of this year. So it was a big move with me moving from Pennsylvania all the way to California, but I think it was really worth it. And I really love USC, so I'm really excited about the school. My first semester went great, and I think one of the best things that I learned while at USC was just how to be truly independent, not just like in life, because in high school I was very independent. Like, I had a job, I mostly got myself to and from school and work. I was like really independent. I like helped my mom take care of my brothers and sisters. Like, I wasn't really like, I was a lot more mature than like a normal like 16, 17-year-old would be, in my opinion. But I think in college, like being so far away from home, it really taught me like to be independent in thought as well. Because when you're in an environment where you're like getting to know and meet a lot of new people, like, you really have to know what you want, and you need to know like what you will do and what you will not do. Like, whether that's to succeed or to meet friends or to fit in, like, you have to know yourself better than anyone else. So I think like being at USC and getting to know myself like really kind of changed my life, and so I'm really grateful for that and being able to have that opportunity. So I just wanted to talk about that a little more. So I talked about how I switched my major. So all throughout high school I did like science classes, bio, AP bio, and like chem honors and all those classes, and like I really enjoyed it and it was great. So when I went to college, I always thought, I was like, you know, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a surgeon. It's what I wanted to do since I was like in middle school, like probably since like sixth grade. I don't know how I developed that idea, but it was just always kind of like a given, like, oh, Jabria, she's gonna be a doctor and all that kind of stuff, which is cool because I like really liked it and I really enjoyed it. I was good at it and it was great. But then eventually, like throughout high school and like throughout my first semester in college, as I really started to like kind of sit down and like think about what I really like wanted to do with my life, and like and how I want to look back on my life and see that stuff, like see what I did in my life and think like wow and feel like successful in my own right, I realized that like I didn't think being a doctor or a surgeon or whatever was going to be right for me, because there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make in doing that, and some of those were sacrifices that as I got older I just couldn't see myself making. And one of the number one things was sacrificing like having a stable family life and a stable like home life, and that's something that like I really can't see myself sacrificing now that I like stand here and like talk to you, because like I have a beautiful girlfriend and I love her a lot, and like I want to have a family. And to think that if I had stayed pre-med and I was a surgeon and I became a surgeon, that like I wouldn't be able to have a family until I was 35, 40, like no offense to anyone who has done this, but like I'm not trying to pop out babies at 35 years old. Like when I'm 35 years old, I want to be like relaxing on a beach with my family already, with like little kids running around already. I don't want to just be starting my life, just like be reaching those milestones that like I really want to reach when I'm like 25 or 26, you know? So that was a big thing for me. And another thing was just realizing and like exploring my creativity. Like since I was maybe since like my freshman year of high school, like I've always loved to write. I've always considered myself a poet, and I've always like drawn and like painted and done all these things just as hobbies, because the end goal was to be a doctor. But then when I look back at those things and I look back at what made me the happiest, those were the times where I was happiest, when I was writing or when I was reading books and you know, just painting and just being in my element like creatively. Those were the times where I really felt most myself. So it was really important for me to kind of like make that a full-time thing in some way. So that was really important for me in making my decision to switch my major. And I think one of the things that was most important for me was finding a way to like make all the parts of my life kind of come together. And it's like, yes, I still love science and I still love researching, but I also love writing, and I love art, and I love learning about art, and I love going to museums, and I like being in the city and taking in all the sights. I love just being like alive and being human and like being able to experience all those things that like humans do and what make us us, like the ability to create art and be creative and the ability to like think like critically about things. And so for me, it just seemed natural to do something that I've always kind of like romanticized or like seen but never really like thought about doing, which is like being an art curator in a museum. And one day I kind of just woke up and I was like, this is what I want to do. And ever since I made that decision, I've honestly just felt a huge weight lift off my shoulders. Like it's been crazy how much the change in my life like has been since just waking up and like making a decision, saying it out loud and really just doing it. Like it's crazy. Like if you think that you want to do something, like honestly just kind of tell yourself you're gonna do it. Like that sounds way like easier said than done, but like honestly I did it, and I'm one of the most like slow moving people when it comes to like making decisions. So I think that like if I can do it, anyone can do it, because I was like gunner pre-med, like I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna cut people open for a living, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna make a lot of money. And now I'm kind of just like, this is it, like this is what I really want to do. And there's no like really, there's no strings attached, like there's no if or this or but or like then maybe. it's just like, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna spend the rest of my life doing, and this is what I'm gonna be happy doing. So that's like really exciting. Yeah, but that is, it's something that's also like kind of affected the other parts of my life too, because like as I've been doing a lot more creative things like painting and writing and just being a creative in general, and like really embracing that part of my life, like I've also been able to embrace other parts of my life that I never really had time to focus on. Like fashion is something that's really important to me, and something that I would consider like potentially like doing a career in fashion if that ever happened, and if I could find something that was happy for me, like I would consider doing that. And I think that like since switching my major, like I can put like a lot more effort into my like aesthetic. Like I hate when people say that kind of, but it's just like the only word that I know to describe it. Like I can put more like effort into like my personal style, and like now that I really know like who I am, like I know what makes me comfortable, but I also am willing to like go out of my comfort zone and like try new things. Like the outfit that I'm wearing, for example, it's like probably something that I wouldn't have actually worn like a couple of months ago, because it's just like so like out there, like it's so risky for like, you know, just, you know, pre-med Bria like would never do this. Like it sounds so cliche, but like the top that I'm wearing now I got from Melrose Trading Post, and then this is just like a normal bra. I think it's like Calvin Klein or something like that. And then I'm wearing these pants that I thrifted a couple months ago, maybe like a year ago. I thrifted these pants, and then I'm just wearing my like Vans. I don't know if you could see, just my like checker print like slip-on Vans, you know, the ones everyone wears, the skater shoes. But yeah, like this is an outfit that I'm like, I really like, and I'm like really confident in now, and it's cool because like I get to like express myself in this way, as well as like expressing myself like creatively through like, I don't know, my makeup and like my actual art and like my writing. So that's really exciting. What else has been on? So I just got home, I would say 2 weeks ago. So the Wednesday before last, I got home, but I didn't come straight home to Pennsylvania. I went to New York and I visited my friend Ryan at NYU, and we talked a lot, and it was really great to like, you know, catch up with him. And I mean, it wasn't that long. He came to visit me in spring break and we had fun. And I always go visit him in New York and like just go to New York in general, but I finally got to get up to MoMA again, and it was really great because Ann Timken, the chief curator of painting and sculpture at MoMA, has like always like been someone who kind of like inspired me, and I've recently been doing like a lot of research into her, especially because MoMA is my favorite museum like of all time. I love it so much there that like if I got the opportunity to curate there, like that would be like the best thing in my entire life. Like I would be the happiest person in the world if I got to curate there. Like that would be the best thing that ever happened to me. So I think that that's like as of right now, that's like my like career goal, and I try to stay away from that term now, especially after like having the whole like, oh, you're gonna be a doctor, like that's your like in career goal, you know. I try to stay away from that just because like who knows what life would take me, especially like being a creative. Like I don't know, I like taking photos of people. Like maybe I'll become a photographer, like maybe I'll become a writer, maybe I'll become like a fashion blogger, like who knows. Like there's so much stuff that I want to do, and I'm trying not to limit myself, but at the same time like just thinking like practically, like if I was to be anything in work, like, you know, like a 9-to-5 kind of like job, it would be like the curator at MoMA, like the painting and sculpture curator at MoMA. Like that is what I would want to do. And so I've been researching her and like doing a lot of work in that kind of like retrospect, and in doing that I found out that you have to go to grad school. Most people go to grad school before they become a curator of a major museum, which I didn't know, so I would have never planned for that. So do your research, guys. And I realized that like one of the grad schools that I think that would like kind of fit me best and what I'm looking for is Columbia. Columbia has a doctorate program in art history that I'm like really interested in as of right now, because I don't know what I'm gonna be interested in 2 years from now, but I'm like really interested in their program. And it's really cool because I always said, and I was like talking to Amani, my girlfriend, and I'm like, I really want to move to New York after graduation, which is like a big deal because she is a film student, so like she kind of needs to be in like a major hub like LA or New York to like get a job in the film industry. But so we're thinking about moving to New York, but now I like really want to be in New York because like I could be in LA, but I don't really see myself staying in LA for like the rest of my life. Maybe like if I have kids once they're older, but I don't think I really want to like raise like little kids in LA. It seems kind of like a real extra place to raise kids. Like no shade, but like 100% shade. But yeah, so like New York is great because every time I go to New York I like feel like kind of the most myself. Like, I mean, I love LA and I like it's great there, but I think New York is like the city for me, and I realize that now. I think that's what I needed going to LA in the first place, was like I needed to be like, okay, do I like want to spend the rest of my life in New York? Like, if I want to spend the rest of my life in New York, then I need to go see another place, you know? Like, I can't just be one of those people that spend their entire life in one city. So I think at least I, like, kind of came to a conclusion about that, is that it's definitely where I want to be. I don't know, what else? You guys tell me how you're doing. Obviously, this is my first video, so I'm not going to have, like, a huge following right off the bat, but, like, I don't know, some of you guys are my friends I went to high school with, or like my friends that I go to college with, or like, you know, family members. But like, tell me how you guys are doing. Like, I want to know, like, what's been up with you? Like, have you guys had any major changes that you've been dealing with? Like, have you guys been moving? Have you guys been going to school? Like, how are you adjusting? I know like college is really hard, and you know, things can get kind of like confusing and crazy. So I mean, I want to know how you guys are doing too. I think overall, like, one of my goals as a content creator is to like connect with my audience, and like, even if I don't have like a huge like following or audience, as like people like to call it, like just my friends and my family, like I want to be able to keep you guys updated, and I want to be able to like see how you guys are doing and like connect with you on a more personal level that's more personal than just like a text or a phone call. I just like feel like one of my goals, and actually like my personal duty like as a creative, is to kind of like connect with people on a deeper level, whether that's through like my videos or like my writing or my art. Like, you know, like I need to, and I want to connect with people on a deeper level. So keep me posted on how you guys are doing. Write in the comments if you've had like a major change in your life recently and how you're handling that change. I'll get to read them, and I'll obviously reply to all of the comments because there probably won't be that many. So if you feel bad for me, write me a comment so that I can reply to it and not look stupid. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the video here. It was great talking to you guys. I hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Thank you for watching.